Saturation volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and for today, I have for you Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Omega Supreme in his base mode. Look at it here, individuals and people. If you can't see, then I'll describe it to you. It is a massive little fortress. I mean, massive little being the double term there, because it is kind of small, but in the sense of the scale of the stuff that you're using for it, it's pretty big. So let's talk about this beautiful, beautiful, massive Omega Supreme. Now, if you like what you see here and you want to help out the channel, please like and subscribe. And tune in to the end of this episode, as I have a special ask for the channel, kind of a special request. I'll talk about it more at the end. Okay, so let's talk about this thing. It's a big one. He is huge. Let's get out the Lego measuring pad. Here we go. Lego measuring pad. I'm going to start all the way over here. So first off, at its highest point off the ground, at least when it comes to the road network it has, it is, there's the highest point right there, and there we go. It is 11 studs off the ground. That means that some figures can actually walk underneath it. Most can drive underneath it. The base itself is, okay, if that's 11, and this thing is how many studs wide? This thing is 2 studs wide, so we're going to take 2 studs plus 11, making it 13, and then we're going to measure it up here by the top. And we've got, let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 studs plus the 13 equals 36 studs in height if you measure it to the top of its little mission base platform, kind of being hidden by this tall rocket. And the rocket is 24 inches tall, and you can make it taller or smaller because the top bit on the very tippy top of the rocket likes to pop up and down. And mostly it's just this really tall rocket that's pretty thin. I can wrap my thumb and forefinger almost all the way around it. And I don't know what the diameter of it is, but it's not that big. I can move both of my fingers around it with hands. It's got a nice little area for driving vehicles around, and this area is right. No. Let's get this correct. Let's do this right. Okay, so there's that spot. All right, and then it's going to go all the way up over here, and it's going to go all the way to there. All right, right there's the next spot, and I don't have enough room on this side of the robot to actually cover that, but I do have enough room on this side, I think. So we're just going to move that all the way up, put it where the other spot would be. Remember, guys, these are gross measurements, so they may not always, oh, he landed on his feet. That's nice. These aren't always going to be the best measurements, so never count my measurement system as being any sort of scientific. It's more just guesstimation with approximation. So that's 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, 28. Hi, Cream. 28 studs plus 32 studs comes out to be, wow, 60 studs. All right, so it's 60 studs. It's crazy big. Width-wise, it's going to measure from there to there, and then from there to there. And that's the measurement there. And we've got, totally screwed that up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 plus 32 equals, hi, Cream. Cream, what are you doing? 19 plus 32 is a combination of 41, and then you add that. So 51 studs in width. So it's 50 studs long and 51 studs in width. It's a pretty nice thing. That's pretty cool. And you're just going to lay there? You're just going to lay there? Huh? You're going to lay there and be adorable? Yes, you are. All right. Let's talk about some of the features on this thing. For one, it's I'm discovering it's called, the plastic they're using, I think, is PVC for this stuff. And that's pretty good. The wheel, these roads are made out of the rubbery style plastic that they use. It's more malleable. It's able to withstand some more impact. The legs, of course, are made out of the harder stuff that's a less bendable, but more sturdy. And here is our handy dandy friend, Mr. Cliff Jumper. And Mr. Cliff Jumper is going to showcase the size of this thing. So Cliff Jumper can drive underneath the roadway pretty well. Cliff Jumper, the road is 1.5 Cliff Jumpers wide, that's for sure. And actually, let's see, did the roads cover the normal 8-stud thing that we have seen with the Transformers Generations line since Siege began? And yes, indeed, these roads are 8 studs wide. So they're sticking to the 8-stud wide format, which means that these roads on this guy are half a Lego road plate. I'm going to turn on the fan. Woo! It's getting hot in here. All right. Oh, I should turn on that light too. Oops. Blind people problems. Totally forgot about turning on that light. Now, I got some more stuff over here. Let's see. So, this thing is, like I said, huge. My God. It's a pretty cool thing. I don't like to keep it in base mode, but we'll talk about the rocket now, and then we're going to get into more of the base. So the rocket at the very tip has this door that can go outwards, and these doors are really hard to open, and so I've kept them open for the showcase, but if you wanted to open yourself, there's a key to finding the doors, because they are difficult to find up here. But what you want to do is feel around and find the siege pegs, the siege ports. And right above one of the siege ports will be the downward door that will move downwards. And then right above that door will be the outward door. But there's not much to symbolize where these doors are located except by feel to find the panels. And in here, if you open these doors, I've got a little MicroMaster playing around on the computer in here. And he hangs out up here at the top. I wanted to showcase that a MicroMaster can fit in there. We're going to bring out the MicroMaster. He's one of the Jet guys from the Decepticon Jet MicroMaster team. I'm going to set him down over there. We're going to reach inside the base and grab our Bumblebee so I can show you that my core class Bumblebee doesn't really fit in here. This thing is tiny. This little area up here is pretty small. You can't really get Bumblebee in there. MicroMasters are barely tall enough to fit into this little compartment with the little computer. I wish that this compartment was a little bigger. I really do. And that's one of the gripes I have about Omega Supreme here in his base mode, is that that compartment's not big enough to hold Legends class figures. Everything else is pretty big to hold Legends class or core class, but this compartment isn't. We can go ahead and shut this down because we don't need it anymore. I showcased that. Now we're going to pick up the rocket and remove it from the base itself. A key to keeping the rocket, now something that I had a problem with this rocket is that the rocket's kind of top heavy. And even though it's got a nice wide stand at the bottom, the wrong thing will make it tip over. And down here at the bottom you have this flappy bit that you use to cover the bottom of the tank whenever you're transforming him into Omega Supreme. And if you leave that flappy bit up, and then you bring this rocket close to it, you move the flappy bit down, but not all the way, and you move it down while you're pushing the rocket towards it, so that whenever you finally get that flappy bit down all the way, it's going to put pressure on 2 of the 3 legs of the rocket. And what this will allow is for the rocket to be stable. Look, I'm knocking the rocket around and it's not moving. That's a way to make sure your rocket stays stable. And I haven't really heard many people talk about it in other reviews. So definitely, if you want to ensure that your rocket stays stable on your base while you have it out for display, you want to put that flappy bit that goes on the lower abdomen of Omega Supreme. You want to make sure that that's covering the bottom 2 struts for this rocket. But let's go ahead and take the rocket out so we can focus more on everything else. And since we've got the rocket up, we'll go ahead and count its siege ports so we can move into more things. So it's got 3 on each of its, on the bottom, and then 1 in the center for the rocket engine itself. So that's 4. we go up the top here, 5, 6, right there. And then we go up further, we get nothing, we've got nothing, we've got nothing. Then we get 7, 8 at the other end. And then 9 for the tip. So the rocket itself has 9 siege ports. I'm going to set the rocket down over here. All right, cool. I was worried I'd set it down on my cat there for a second. Okay, so that's got 9 siege ports. Now we'll talk about the base itself, and we'll discuss its siege ports, and then we're going to get into more on the base. And oop, I knocked that guy over. And you can set him down here now that the rocket's done flown away. So on this little road, the ramp road that is part of Omega Supreme's leg, there's 1 and 2. There's 2 siege ports on each of these road bits. So we can actually showcase that with, not that. Yeah, we can use Earthrise Optimus's gun here. So we're going to use Earthrise Optimus's gun to showcase a couple of these ports. Here's 1 port. And then, is that the other one right there? Is that the other one right there? Or did I feel that wrong? Oh, wait, no, it's right there, isn't it? No, I thought that was a siege port. No. Okay, so we've got that siege port. That's not a siege port. That's not a siege port. That is a siege port, and then that's not a siege port. That is a siege port. So yeah, it's 2 siege ports on each side, so that's 4 siege ports. We come around over here. We get what feels like a siege port there, but it isn't. It's only half of a siege port. We get a couple more half a siege ports on either side of the road. Kind of annoyed that they didn't put any like blatant siege ports on the road so you could put some weapons on either side of the road to make it more of a fortress. There are no siege ports on the bottom of the feet, which is annoying in this base mode because the feet are just right there prevalent, and they don't have any siege ports, so you can't do anything in base mode with them. On the sides of these legs, you get 1 siege port on each side, I think. So let's see. Let's take a look at that. That's not a siege port. That's not a siege port. Oh, wait. That is a siege port. And that's it. So 3 on each side, making 6. Any in the center bit, none on there. Wait. Is that a siege port? No, that's not a siege port either. So, yeah, that's it. That is it for siege ports. My golly, this is my biggest gripe with him, is no siege ports anywhere on the base. You only get 6 siege ports, and that's sad. That's kind of pitiful. I would like to see more siege ports. I really would, but I get it. It's a big guy, but it would have made the fortress a lot more fun, especially in the siege gameplay. The siege play effects that they had with the blast effects and the siege ports. If they had included a plethora of siege ports on a fortress, you would think there would be a plethora of siege ports on the fortress. I mean, Scorponok has a plethora of siege ports. We discussed Scorponok's siege ports in the Black Xeric video I did, and if you want to check that out, I built an entire playlist devoted to Black Xeric because I did so many videos on the guy. I absolutely love the Black Xeric, the Scorponok mold. This is okay. I don't really like it as much, but we'll talk about the molding here. So, because the molding on the rocket was pretty simple, and this molding is really more up the alley. So here we get some weapons molded into, on either side of the fortress here, we've got on one side a collection of 6 micro missiles, all in this big, I guess they wouldn't be micro missiles though, because, you know, we bring out Bumblebee here, or actually this is this is Bumblebee. Okay, so we're going to bring Bumblebee here, and we're going to look at him compared to these missiles, and these missiles are almost, half the size of Bumblebee's head. Now we come over to the other side where there's 2 big missiles, and these missiles are actually the size of Bumblebee's head. For core class. Cream, what are you doing? Why, Cream? Why? Yeah, Cream want to give loves? Yeah. Who's a special Cream? Who's a Kit Kat? You are. So, molding wise, this thing's got some great molding for the roads. You can feel 2 different lanes. It's really nice. I really appreciate it. Down here for the struts, Hi, Cream. No. For the struts for this thing, we've got some nice molding, strut molding. You know, you get crisscross areas, some triangles and diamonds in there, and it definitely feels like something a little really well constructed to be a sturdy platform for this road to sit upon. Some nice struts for a bridge. I like them. I think that was a cool part of it, and the fact that you can fold them in and out means that this has some more diversity to it. You can remove these roads and put them somewhere else in your Cybertronian city that you're designing from all the base formers and stuff that we got in War for Cybertron. So you can make some nice stuff with it. And yeah, so we're back to the center bit with this molding. You know, the cat distracted me. They do that. He fell out. So inside of this area where the tank would fit during Omega Supreme's robot mode, we've got a few computer panels. I keep doing that. We got PC panels, and it looks like little switches and stuff for ensuring the rocket flies properly. So you can make you got a little MicroMaster base in there where you can put a few of the figures. You know, you can have them all doing stuff in there, trying to make sure that the rocket flies correct or something. You know, or checking out what's Megatron up to. Things like that. I like it. I think, it's got some nice play effects to it. I just wish it had a few more. I wish there had been some panels to fold out to make this thing bigger. And overall, though, it is a nice size. It's made out of some good, durable, high-quality plastics. And, one more gripe about it. I know I've got 3 gripes. No siege ports. More paneling could have happened to make the base feel like more of a fortress. And finally, these road segments here on either side of him that fold down into the area where the launch platform goes, they really kind of suck. I wish these things were folded so that they fell behind the legs, and then they would go right out the front underneath the bridge. But because they fold to the front where the legs fold, the heel of the toe prevents you from doing a nice straight track right out of there. I really wish there was a way you could have folded the feet up or something. It's cool, but at the same time, I really wish I could do more with it. And also, it feels like maybe mine was assembled wrong, because maybe these bits that are on the very top that you're seeing, well, you can't see them, but and there's these nice flat bits with some edges on them that, hi Cream, are just pointed upwards here. And I was thinking that these were like doors or something for cars to drive into, like garage doors. But there's no way to tilt these so that they're facing forward. They're always facing upwards. And that's another just negative on this thing. There's a few things about it that I'm just like, why did you do that? But for the most part, I'm really happy with it. I'm amazed that they managed to do what they could do with this thing. And the thing I appreciate the most about this character is, in addition to him being a giant Omega Supreme, which is what we've always wanted, is that he's got these containers on either side of his legs that can unfold, and you can put stuff in them. Like, I've got this blast effect here that I just throw into this container and then shut the lid. Boom. Blast effect is taken care of. I'm not losing any of them. I just put spare weapons in here. I put blast effects in here. Random pieces to Transformers I don't want anymore, I put in here. Like random accessories that I can't figure out what to do with. Things like that. They can go into these nice storage compartments, and that's something I wish we would see more with the Titan class stuff, is I want storage. I don't know about the rest of you. The Commander class Rodimus Prime, one of his coolest factors was that Rodimus Prime had that little tray underneath that slid out that allowed for storage. And he had another compartment at the top that would become a storage compartment after transformation. Pretty awesome things. Pretty amazing. And I appreciate that the forethought in this. All right. Well, that's all I've got to say about the Omega Supreme base mode. It's definitely a great base mode, and in my opinion, it's worth the price because it's just a good Omega Supreme. It's a fun Omega Supreme. and it's not going to break on you too easily, which is always good. Which is always good. And this comes to the thing I wanted to talk to you guys about after I talked about Omega Supreme. Uh, HasLab just announced the HISS tank, the GI Joe Classified Series HISS tank. For one HISS tank, it will cost me $344.76, and I have 46 days to come up with that amount. So if any of my viewers want to help me fundraise for $346.76, let me know. Was it $346.77 or $344? No, $344.76 is the amount of money I need to get one G.I. Joe Classified HasLab HISS tank. I've already pre-ordered it, and I have 46 days, not counting today, to come up with the money. I've got a few people selling going through old magic cards of mine and selling them to help accumulate, and I'm also calling into people in the channel who view my stuff to maybe, if you want to donate, hit me up on Twitter Messenger if you want to do something like that. I would really appreciate it. And this is only for one, but if for some reason, which I'm not expecting, but if for some reason we get more than $344, if say we get $698 or something, or $688 or something like that, then I can get two. So it all depends on what happens in the future, but I was just letting you guys know right now, if you want to help me in this fundraising goal, the timer has started, and it will be continuing like this until August, when the date will end, and I will know whether or not I have a HasLab HISS tank heading to me in about a year. The estimated shipping will be fall of 2023. So wow, cool things to look forward to. And there hasn't really been many updates on the HasLab Star Saber, but still looking forward to it. And you definitely will find out on the channel when I get it, because I will make a video on it the moment it comes in the mail. I am stoked for my Transformers HasLab Star Saber, and I am stoked for having the opportunity to raise money to achieve the G.I. Joe Classified Series HasLab HISS tank. I think it's cool. Good things are on the horizon. Positivity all around. I hope you all have a great day, and please tune in next Prime. We'll be discussing something else. Bye-bye for now.